It is Friday night, the start of the weekend, the start of the World Series, and we are approaching the start of the final match of Week 3. And what a terrific match it is as well, between the Timbers Army and top of the table, KC Cauldron. I said top of the table. That's FSC Chrome right now. KC Cauldron, though, have yet to lose, and if they win, they will go to the top of the table, depending on how much they win this spot. This is the only Mazar here, and I am multitasking right now. I am not only running this whole stream and commentating and managing the matchup, but I'm also watching the World Series. Toronto's in a good spot right now, but you know what? Baseball can be a very interesting sport, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, let us focus on what has happened up to now in Week 3. So as you can see right here, we had a lot of matches early on. In the space of 3 days, we played 6 matches. We kicked off with a terrific Texas derby between El Matador and Los Cinco Doce that went to 5 games, and all throughout the way, we saw it go back and forth between El Matador and Los Cinco Doce. In Game 5, though, Los Cinco Doce came out on top. Palace was at the top of his game. Runsao was terrific. The MVP of the match, for sure. And Luis, Skyline, and Indestructible, aka Gnostics, as well as Kuv, couldn't do much more. They tried as they could, but they succumbed to Los Cinco Doce 3-2. Then we had a doubleheader on Wednesday. Both matches in the SGL Premier. A Seattle derby between Emerald City RC and Sounders RC, going Emerald City RC's way as they saw off Sounders RC 3-1 in a comfortable victory. Then after that, FST Chrome continued their winning ways, beating EM Dallas Burn 3-1 in similarly convincing fashion. And then came the Thursday of all Thursdays. You know, in Season 9, we had a lot of Thursday streams. A lot of double headers, some triple headers. I think one quadruple header, if I'm not mistaken. This one was special because this was Championship Thursday. All 3 championship matches for Week 3 were scheduled on one day, and we were able to showcase all of them from beginning to end. Whilst that was great, at the end of the day, unfortunately, every single match was a sweep. We expected that from the first 2 matches, but the third one was a bit of a surprise. EC Eternal, they played very well. They kept it close against Frontera Azul, but KJ came back into form, Dr. Aquatic was at his best, and the Divine Waffle was starting to get into his game, and they developed the sort of rhythm that makes them the dark horses for the championship this season. And eventually they came out 3-0 winners as well. So, championship, more predictable. Not so much the last game, but still the favorites came out, some would argue. But in the Premier, we've had teams taking points away from each other. And now we have Timbers Army versus KC Cauldron. We'll see how that goes. Quick recap of the standings before we dive into previewing both sides. And as you can see right here, it is still relatively close because of all the points that these teams take away from each other as they play against each other. Meanwhile, in the championship, you're starting to see a few teams start to run away with it and take over. With that said, it's still very early in the season, and we can still see teams come back. Right now, of course, Steel Army leading by 4 points. The Rebellion having won every single game and not having lost a single one so far. Azul right on their tails. And then the bottom 4 are kind of close to each other. EC Defiance and Axe and Rose both at 4 points. EC Eternal still with just 1 point. And Los Verdes, well, they've yet to get even a game win. But again, long season. And you know what's interesting? In the Premier, you have Sounders RC with 0 match wins. But they have 4 points because they won 2 games against EM Dallas Burn, 1 against KC Cauldron, and 1 against Emerald City RC. And every matchup in the Premier is going to be tough. And you know what? This one is no different as we compare Timbers Army and KC Cauldron. Both of these sides have started off pretty well for the most part. KC Cauldron undefeated so far. Timbers Army, well, they lost a 5-game banger against Frontera Chrome in the first week of Season 10. With that said, Timber's Army are very good at getting their finishes in. They're very good at creating chances. They're more clinical with their shots. Defensively, they tend to make a lot of saves, but they've also conceded quite a bit, courtesy of them overextending and overcommitting. They're an adventurous team. Although recently, don't be surprised if they start to kind of sit back a bit more, absorb a bit more pressure. They're comfortable with that as well. On the Cauldron end, they have made an incredible signing in Fatality, who has been a real difference maker for them. And he has allowed them to be a complete team. And that's what you're seeing right here. They make a lot of saves and they don't concede as much. When they sit back and when they defend, they are very, very tough to beat. And that's all thanks to Fatality, Serrano, and Thorngold. Those guys are their defensive linchpins. Smitty has also been getting involved and become a bit of a nuisance defensively for the opposition. And on the attack, you see the stability that someone like Fatality offers, and that's why they're able to get more shots in and they're able to score a few more goals than they were able to last season. And since we're talking about Fatality so much, I think it's appropriate that we go in and take a look at the player stats. And as you can see right here, Fatality is the man. 13 demos, 18 saves, and 11 goals off of 41 shots. This guy is doing it all. And it's not to say he's carrying the team. No, he has a good foundation. Thorngold and Serrano, as well as Smitty, they're all good teammates. And they help get the best out of him. But likewise, because he offers that defensive stability, as well as attacking reliability, he can get the most out of Smitty, who has become a more clinical attacking player. Serrano gets more comfortable in playing a third man role. And as you can see right here, he doesn't have the numbers, but he does provide the defensive foundation for this team. Thorgold, kind of similar. More comfortable playing as a third man, letting Fatality and Smitty express themselves and do their thing. Meanwhile, when you look at Timber's Army, you see something kind of similar develop, although not 100% of the way. You have Loyboy, who is their main man. But then you look at Nelly, and he has 10 assists and 19 saves, a great second player in the side, providing a whole lot of attacking support and also doing a lot of good defensive work for this team. And then you go into Piglet and Rydog. Piglet's been doing pretty well. 6 goals off of 13 shots. I mean, this guy has been very good at the cleanup role, getting the attacking contributions in. And Rydog, he appeared last week and got 7 saves in 4 games. I mean, this dude has been very good defensively. Well, so I'm hearing a lot of shouting outside my window right now, and I can see why. The Blue Jays hit a grand slam, and they now lead against the LA Dodgers in the World Series in Game 1, 9-2. And that's why I'm hearing a lot of commotion right now. Wonderful. Well, it is 10:33. We are still waiting for KC Cauldron, so I apologize for that diversion. I don't know what's going on right now. I thought they'd be here already. But that's your preview right here. You see 2 sides who are very good. It's going to be tough to call. I might have to restart predictions because no one has predicted yet, so I think that's what I'm going to do. If you ask me for a prediction, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be tough, but I think it's going to go 3-2 to Timber's Army. I think their attacking prowess as well as the home advantage is going to be too much for the Cauldron. Cauldron can defend, don't get me wrong, but this Timber's Army team is relentless with their pressure. I mean, they will suffocate you. So KC Cauldron need to be on top of their game, for sure. Right. We are just about ready to go. Still waiting for KC Cauldron to hop on in. Chat, for those of you who are in and able to speak, how are y'all doing? Doing all right? And on that note, both teams are now in and we are ready to go. Game 1 kicking off between KC Cauldron and Timbers Army. Here we go. Oh, Serrano booming it to the other backboard. Open net. Smitty, aka Magic, chooses to slow it down. Fatality. Oh my goodness, he gets lucky with that ricochet between the Timbers Army players, but Nelly takes it back and slows it down enough. Bumps Loy Boy out of the way, however. Serrano couldn't really get a solid touch to create a chance. And now it's Fatality's turn. Trying to loft it towards the middle, but doesn't get enough of a contact. Fatality makes up for it, but Serrano doesn't have any boost to get to the pass. He now needs to go back. He does just enough, and Magic now takes over. I'm gonna start calling Smitty Magic from now on. That's, I think, is gonna be his main account from here on in, so I'm just gonna call him Magic. Magic taking it away to the left flank towards Serrano, passing it out to the middle, but Fatality chooses to go back and not really commit far forward. Loy Boy going for a pinch shot, clears it out to the middle. Magic gets beaten by Nelly's clearance, and now Fatality needs to take over. Serrano also tried to go for that. Nelly now takes over to the corner, lets that ball go to Loy Boy, who plays it to the near post. Second touch, off target. What a demo by Nelly. The net was open, and Loy Boy could not take advantage of that. This should have been 1-0 to Timbers Army, but KC Cauldron get away with it, and the ball goes to the other end. A touch off of the crossbar, and it's now Timbers Army turn to breathe a sigh of relief as Rydog finally gets a big save off of Serrano's dribble attempt, and it's still 0-0, miraculously for both sides. And this is gonna get faster and faster as this match develops. You're already starting to see the pace pick up. Both teams are kind of sitting back in the first minute or so, and the second minute they really started to kick it up a notch, and now you're starting to see Timbers Army try to get into the rhythm. Fatality, touched into Serrano, intercepted, and Magic now needs to take over. Ball off the top of the ceiling, tries to go for a second touch, but to no avail. Serrano has enough time, he chooses to boom it, but gives it up to Rydog, to Fatality, and Loy Boy now trying to take over, gets the second touch, ball off the backboard, open net! Nelly takes the lead, 1-0 to Timbers Army. Big time demo indeed. They've tried it for the second time. They've gotten it now. Finally the goal that they were looking for off of that play. Toad Death, you came in at the right time. This is probably a match you're going to be looking forward to watching for sure. Another demo right there. And then Normac in chat saying Serrano got to put those in. I agree, when he has the chance to get the ball into the back of the net, he really should capitalize on that. Maybe he's getting a bit too comfortable in his third man role. We shall see. I mean, he's good enough to score those anyways. Ooh, Magic misses it. He didn't have any boost to follow up. Serrano gets up quickly. Right on follow-up, open net. Fatality off of the crossbar. The smart play, instead of trying to get it further away from the goal because Loy Boy was lurking around. Counter-attack by the Cauldron. Serrano shot on net. Loy Boy, what a save. Off of the crossbar. And now Timbers Army's turn to counter. Nelly towards the near post. Serrano clears it out. That wasn't a bad effort by Serrano either. Got a decent bit of power in it. Loy Boy had to get up quickly for that. And he does get a nice touch off of the crossbar. Oh my goodness, open net! And Fatality equalizes for the Cauldron. You can see it right there. Serrano was trying to go for the 50 with Rydog. Fatality, though, recognized that ball coming towards him. Gets a quick cut. Gets the shot past Rydog. Ball into the net with 90 seconds to go. It is 1-1. And you know what? I kind of expected this, and I'm glad to see this come up. But not for long. Loy Boy with a moment of magic. Off of the right wall. Air dribbling it past Fatality. 2-1 to Timbers Army. Incredible from Loy Boy. He's been looking for those big moments. Finally able to deliver now in week 3. He might be capable of more. It's in these games where he steps up and plays at his best. Uh-oh, big whip right there by Fatality. He's trying to get towards the ball, just has no boost. Boy, slow play, gives it up to Magic. Magic loses control of his dribble, has to go down. Right on, towards the net. Fatality has enough boost to get to that and to follow it up. Nelly, though, keeps up the pressure. And we'll see if Loyboy can get a nice touch right here. Yes, he does. Still has boost to go for a quick reset. Magic, though, intervenes quickly. Ball loose towards Nelly, who now has to follow it up. Gets the second touch. Loyboy gonna interfere, but Serrano keeps his composure. Gets the 50 off of Rydog. Loyboy tries as well. Ball loose, falls to Fatality, and with 30 seconds to go, the Cauldron need to get the equalizer right here, right now. But this Timbers Army team, when they defend the lead, they're one of the best at keeping the ball out of the net. And so far, they're doing a good job of making sure that the Cauldron don't get any meaningful touches. Fatality. And now, to Magic. Doesn't really get a good pass. Serrano has to really stretch for that. Doesn't really get solid contact. And the clock is ticking down. This is in Timbers Army's favor. But the ball hasn't gone down yet. Finally, it does. Clutch moment from Rydog, recognizing that time has gone down to 1, puts it down to the floor, and Timbers Army take the lead in this final match of Week 3. Chad, I do apologize because I am commentating this by myself. You will hear moments of silence as I set the subsequent games up and make sure that everyone else is ready to go. Anyways, I'm glad to see Cam and Toe Death in the chat. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this game 1 so far. Big win for Timbers Army. It's nice to set the tone early because you know that KC Cauldron are going to come back. You know they're going to adjust. They've done that in the past. Let's see if they can do it against this Timbers Army team, though. When Loyboy, Nelly, and Rydog get together and start playing, it's very, very tough to beat them. Very, very, very difficult. However, if there's a trio that can do it, it is Fatality, Magic, and Serrano. We shall see as we dive straight into Game 2. Both teams don't want to wait much longer. We're going to kickstart Game 2 right now. Here we go. Can Timbers Army stretch the lead to 2-0 and go to match point, or will KC Cauldron get one back into this? Nice touch there by Loyboy, recognizing that if he gives KC Cauldron the control, they will be able to conserve their boost a bit better as they start to create their chances. Meanwhile, when they have to keep chasing the ball, they have to keep focusing on that and keep expending their boost to get it, to get any bit of meaningful contact. Loyboy with little to no boost, trying to get an individual play going. Now Fatality takes control in the midfield. Rydog touches the way to the corner. Magic trying to slow it down. Gets a shot off thanks to a bump from Fatality, but to no avail. Timbers Army hold on. Ooh, big 50 by Serrano. Fatality going for it. Rydog's faked. Serrano wasn't expecting that bounce. Magic wasn't either. And now Loyboy takes control. This is where he is so good. Elects to pass it to Nelly. Slow play. Shot to the near post. Magic is already there. Gets the save. And KC Cauldron keep it 0-0. Nelly with a quick fire shot. Serrano bouncing it to the midfield. Fatality 1v1 against Loyboy. Loyboy wins that battle. Serrano centers it. Magic is nowhere to be seen. And Timbers Army get out and try to establish their presence in the midfield. But KC Cauldron are very quick in getting out. They've already got the ball to the other end. Serrano with a demo. He's trying to go for a second one. Probably doesn't get it. Nelly waits. Fatality misses. Magic gets the ball. Fatality with a bump. Great second touch there by Magic. And now Fatality needs to follow up into the middle. Serrano with a shot. Good defending once again. Magic going for the second tap. Serrano needs to bail out. Fatality comes up to follow up, to try and get a follow-up shot and keep up the pressure. And I think that helps KC Cauldron track back and establish themselves in the back line. But man, a bit of a messy attack right there. Clearly, Timbers Army looked more cohesive going forward. KC Cauldron a bit rough. Good pass right there, though. Magic couldn't get it. Now Serrano needs to get it off the backboard. Does enough. Fatality, nice follow-up. Ball's loose towards the middle, but too close to Nelly, who pinches it off of Loyboy, and now they're set defensively. Magic with a solo play. Doesn't really get a good touch to get a second pass off. Lloyd Boy beats Serrano. Can get a second touch. Magic fakes him out. Nice 50 right there, but the ball bounces up towards Rydog. Fatality now clears it out to Nelly. Gets a 50 off. Well done. You think he saw that coming for sure. You see Cauldron, they've been trying and trying to create a good chance, but every single time the ball goes into the blue half, Timber's Army make their life so difficult, and it might require a moment of magic from one of these three players to make sure that they get their goal. In this case, it was a defensive mishap. Magic somehow ending up at the right place, realizing the ball is bouncing right to him, and taps it in for an easy goal. KC Cauldron take the lead, 1-0. Now Magic yet again, quick fire shot. Lloyd Boy, nice first touch. Second touch off the backboard. Does enough to get it away. Fatality doesn't really have much boost. Still stretches and commits. Double commit right there between Rydog and Nelly, but the ball stays close. Well done. Great 50. Another great 50 by Magic. Can't really get it off of Lloyd Boy. Shot towards the net, off of the crossbar, and Lloyd Boy gets it away again. Now he has a chance to get the equalizer, but Fatality commits. Gets the ball out towards the blue half. Hey, Bomb, good to see you in chat saying, wow, that fell into his lap. Indeed it did, and I don't think he was expecting it either, but he was ready enough for it to get that touch into the back of the net. Now Lloyd Boy, solo dribble off the backboard, right on with a shot. Serrano well positioned to deal with that. Gets the save and the clearance. Nelly trying to do his best to keep the ball away. Serrano, all the time in the world, extends KC Cauldron's lead. 2-0, and this could be game 2 to the Cauldron. Serrano was missing shot after shot in game 1, struggling to get a good shot off as well. Finally gets his goal off of a transition. KC Cauldron were not really comfortable there. Nelly tried to get a big touch to the backboard to his teammates, but Serrano was there, right on cue, able to get the first touch and then ease it past the the Timbers Army defense into the back of the net. And now, this is where you get to see KC Cauldron defend for their lives. This is where you get to see them be so tough to crack. Lloyd Boy trying to go for a high demo, a boost steal. Doesn't really get either. Serrano with a nice clearance, but no boost. So far, KC Cauldron have been struggling to keep up their high boost. Timbers Army managing it way better. But what KC Cauldron have done is they've done a good job of managing what they could with little boost. They've gotten meaningful touches off of whatever little boost they have in their tank. And as the clock ticks down to the final second, KC Cauldron bring it back. They win game 2, and it is 1-1. Now we are going to a best of 3. And you know what? Couldn't have it any other way between these two sides. Both top teams. And we're seeing why they both are potential league favorites right here. You know what's interesting? Despite KC Cauldron winning, Fatality only had 98 points. Didn't really get into any saves, didn't get too many demos, but he still made a lot of meaningful touches. And that's the thing. Even if one player isn't able to dominate and take over, you know, someone else from KC Cauldron will. And Timbers Army is similar in that respect. And you're seeing it right here. Fatality may have 98 points, but he still played a big part. You could see it with the touches he was making, the defensive clearances that he had, the 50s he was winning, the support he was giving with the bumps and demos. So don't look too much into these points and stats. They don't always paint the full picture. You always have to look at the overall performance. And this is where Rocket League is kind of similar to soccer. You know, you see the stats, you're like, ooh, this doesn't look impressive. But then you see the performance with your own eyes, you're like, oh, this guy was better than I expected. As we go into game 3, the match is at a deadlock, 1-1, and we are going to see who can take advantage right here. Whoever takes the advantage might be able to win this match, or we might go to game 5. KC Cauldron with a fast start. Fatality couldn't get it on target. Serrano tried it earlier as well to no avail. Oh my goodness, an awkward defensive moment, but Rydog gets away with it. Gets a nice touch, and now Loyboy clears it away. Magic with a nice 50, tried to pass it quickly to Fatality. Fatality now towards Serrano, off target, unfortunate. Fatality needs to commit, the net is open. Loyboy with an easy touch into the back of the net. 1-0 to Timbers Army, and this is a huge moment for them in Game 3. So if you missed Game 1, Timbers Army took the lead and then they took control. And then KC Cauldron did something similar in Game 2. Don't be surprised if Timbers Army start to take control in this Game 3 after taking the lead and potentially seeing it off as well. Well, not for long, because as Toad Death says, oh, it's magic, you know. Couldn't believe this own goal. Apologies for the start, I was not ready to sing, but Magic gets a goal, but it was all Loyboy at the end of the day. Unfortunate. Shouldn't have been that way, but you know what? A goal's a goal. You don't question how you get it, you just take it. 1-1 between Timbers Army and KC Cauldron. I know, Shaybomb, but you know what? Mistakes get punished. That's why you're not supposed to make mistakes, especially in SGL. And we notice that no matter what the level is, it could be the Premier League, it could be the Championship, it could be a third-tier level. If you're making mistakes, you're going to get punished instantly. And now KC Cauldron are holding on for their dear life. They're able to see this off. Nice touch towards Serrano. He needs to push up, though. The ball was probably a bit too close to him, and he wasn't necessarily ready to get a solid touch. Rydog passes it off to Loyboy, who kickstarted the attack earlier. Fatality clears it out. Loyboy does get the boost. Magic now needs to get involved, and he does. Gets a nice save right there. And Serrano has to sit back as he was getting harassed. Finally gets a good clearance. Magic tries to center it. Oh my goodness, the ball is loose. Fatality gets the lead for KC Cauldron in this critical Game 3. You see how that ball got loose. What an incredible fake by Serrano. Pretty much putting two Timbers Army players into confusion. They were expecting him to get a touch. He fools them. And it is Fatality who takes advantage of it. And KC Cauldron have the lead. Serrano does all he could. Fatality now following up. Big 50 there by Rydog. Now Loyboy is going to take over. Does a great job of preserving his boost. Magic also coming up for it. Gets a 50 off the ceiling. Loyboy and Rydog going for that now. Nelly needs to make sure he can get the second touch, and that he does. Though Serrano follows up with a good 50 right there. Right place, right time for Fatality? Absolutely, Shaybomb. Absolutely. And speaking of right place and right time, it is Rydog's turn. What an incredible pass, though, by Loyboy to off of the post. Serrano trying to go for a 50, but Rydog at the right spot to touch it towards the far post. 2-2 with 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All whiffs. Needs a good center. Magic, though, keeps it too close to Timbers Army. Serrano keeping up the pressure. Big challenge right there, but the ball falls to Loyboy, who gets demoed for his trouble. Ball loose yet again. Someone needs to take over. Nelly gets faked. He pre-jumped, overcommitted way too early. Nice demo attempt there, but no one's really following it up. Loyboy was able to see that off, despite the demo on him at the end. Now Nelly goes for a quick shot. Magic, nice touch off the backboard. 50 on Loyboy. Fatality, trying to keep it low. Take it to the right wall. Rydog passes it to Loyboy, who doubles back. Gets it off the wall. Dribbles towards the middle. Open net. And you know Loyboy is going to score those when the ball is that open to him. Has all the time in the world to beat one. Magic committing to the wall. Maybe that was a mistake from him. Maybe he was told something else. Still, doesn't matter. Timbers Army get the lead with less than 90 seconds to go. 3-2. Serrano with a big booming clears, but both of his teammates are sitting back. Oh my goodness, no way! Fatality gets the equalizer and his second of the game. Nelly thought he had all the time in the world. Fatality rushes in and gets the ball first. And it's 3-3. I was not expecting a topsy-turvy game like this. Seriously, this has been wild so far. Speaking of wild, so the lead for KC Cauldron. Once again, confusion in Timbers Army's ranks. Both Rhydog and Nelly backing off. No one really taking charge of that ball. Serrano says, I'll take that, thank you very much. Or as he might say in French, merci beaucoup pour le but. And now it's 4-3 to the Cauldron as we enter the final minute. Timbers Army rushing forward. Loy Boy overcommitting. He can back pass that, but what a demo on Nelly by Magic. Oh no, Serrano, he was not ready for that. Magic tried to follow it up, but couldn't get it on target. Fatality now putting it towards the net. Loy Boy with low boost, clears it out. Again, who's in that? Who's there? Nobody. Serrano gets the fifth. And KC Cauldron might potentially win this game 3. God, this has been an insane game so far. Absolutely wild. Defensive errors starting to pile up for Timbers Army. Now they need something here to get back into this. KC Cauldron 5-3 up, win in the final 30 seconds. But given how this game has gone, expect more goals to flow. Fatality towards the back of the net. Timbers Army overcommit. Fatality beats the third. 6-3, and that's game 3 for KC Cauldron. K-Bomb, I bet you're enjoying this game right now. It absolutely is two juggernauts slugging it out. It's punch, then counter punch, then another counter punch, and then another punch. No defending, as you see once again, Loy Boy getting it into the back of the net. Don't be surprised if this becomes 6-5. Big whip right there. I believe that was Magic who missed that. And it's 6-4, sorry. Could be 6-5. We'll see. Depends on this kickoff. You know what we haven't seen yet, though? A creative kickoff. But this conventional kickoff works for Timbers Army. Loy Boy pitching it to the other side. Nelly trying to set it up. Doesn't get a pancake. He pitches it all the way back to the blue half. Rhydog needs to keep this up. Nice touch out. Nelly's not playing? Well, I guess it doesn't matter because the ball went into the other half. I think he realized what happened. KC Cauldron, though, take the lead in this matchup. And this feels like a turning point in this match as they take the lead in game 3. They're 2-1 up now. Oh, goodness gracious. You know what we haven't had? Subs. I don't think either team is interested in subs. I think they just want to see this off with these trio of players. You know what's also interesting? It's Nelly's turn to have less than 100 points, except he is on the losing side, unfortunately. And it's not to say he did nothing. He was contributing. Did a good bit of work on the attack, trying to set up some good chances. Got some good 50s in as well. But at the end of the day, it's KC Cauldron who took their chances. They had 13 shots. And you can see why if you were paying attention to this game 3. Timbers Army were trying to commit, they're trying to push, they're trying to get as much boost as they could, and they left the net open on a few occasions. But we are now going to enter game 4 in Utopia Coliseum. KC Cauldron on match point. Timbers Army can take us to game 5 if they don't repeat the mistakes in game 3. Here we go. Timbers Army, KC Cauldron. Will we finish the match off right here, or will we go to Champions Field? Daybomb says, hold my beer. Here comes the new MVP. Fatality after the 98-point performance. Hey, you know what? He definitely stepped up. We shall see if Nelly can do the same. Magic with 0 boost, giving it to Fatality, but tries to get a pinch off to no avail. Now has to bail out. Serrano feels backflip, Matt. Open net. Nelly gets a good start in this game 4. Gets the lead. 1-0 to Timbers Army. Not gonna lie, he has Serrano to thank for that. Kind of pushed up into no man's land. He's just stuck in a weird spot. Backflip because he couldn't get up quickly enough. And Nelly gets a nice goal. Ooh, that was big for Fatality. He needed to intervene right there because Lloydboy could have had him beat. Rydog trying to go for a shot. Doesn't really get it on target. Can't really follow it up either. Serrano uses all his boost to keep it on the ground and bring it into the other end. Oh, a miss right there from Magic. Fatality gets a big 50. Serrano going for the backboard shot. Misses. Magic couldn't follow up. Big 50 right there as well. Another chance though. Magic doesn't have enough boost to get to the final touch. Serrano bounced towards Rydog, and now they need to go back because Lloydboy's there to follow it up. Time on the ball for Magic. Nelly needs to get up and quickly gets enough to take it to the corner towards Rydog. Lloydboy though says, that's my ball, I'm taking charge. Unfortunately whiffs it right there, and now Casey Cauldron are back in on it. Ooh, a double 50 right there. Magic and Fatality going for it. Fatality though has enough boost to get back. Serrano couldn't get a nice shot off because this Timbers Army team, you know, when they're set defensively, they're very tough to beat. They're a tough nut to crack for sure, and they would have learned their lessons after that game 3 as well. Serrano with 12 boost. Does all he could to get a pass out to Fatality. Now Magic follows it up, has enough to go for a second, but Lloydboy beats him. Ball still going to the other end. Lloydboy bails out, doesn't get the boost off the corner. It spawned just as he went past it, but he does get the mid boost. Gets the second mid boost. Now Timbers Army can push up and take charge. Lloydboy going for a solo play. Nelly tries to follow up. Couldn't do much. Rydog with a big booming up. A big booming pass up. Nelly gets the 50, but doesn't really get a shot on target. Ooh, nice touch there by Lloydboy. Pass out. Rydog intercepts. Rydog trying to go for a shot attempt. Doesn't really get a touch right there. Lloydboy and Rydog getting each other's way. Nelly, though, makes sure that Timbers Army can get back and get their boost. Now Fatality towards the net, off the backboard. Nelly clears it out, and so far Timbers Army are looking comfortable defensively, and Lloydboy makes it even more comfortable for them. They're now 2-0 up, courtesy of a defensive mishap from Magic. There's still a lot of time. Casey Cauldron can still come back, but I think Timbers Army are looking like they're in a good enough position right here. Casey Cauldron have been making a few more defensive errors, and on the attack, they haven't, again, been as comfortable creating chances. Lloydboy with a nice attempt right there. Can really get a big 50 off, though. But still, the pressure remains. Shot towards the net, off with the crossbar. Nelly couldn't really do much more. That's the best he could do, and that's good enough. Because now Timbers Army are keeping up the pressure towards Lloydboy's shot off target. He has a chance to follow up. Big double by Rydog. Again, off the crossbar. Nelly. Oh, no, he misses. If there was a moment to get it on target, that was it. Pass towards Rydog. Ball off target yet again. And Casey Cauldron are looking in a bit of trouble right now as they're still trying to get out of this spell of pressure. Nice interference there by Fatality. Lloydboy trying to go for a 50. Gets a second touch, but Serrano barely gets it out. Man, this Cauldron team is pinned back at the moment. Boost total's not looking good either. They need some help. They still have time to come back as we enter the final minute. Fatality shoots early. Nelly gets it out. And Timbers Army don't even need to spend much time defending, because when Lloydboy is on his game, he can bring the ball out instantly. Ooh, Fatality, he needed to get that touch towards the net. He misses, and now allows Timbers Army to get forward. Serrano misses the touch. Fatality and Magic committed the corner. And they're in low boost totals yet again. Serrano trying to bring it out. Couldn't do much more. Fatality towards Serrano, just can't get it to him. And the time keeps ticking down towards 0. KC Cauldron have yet to create a meaningful chance in this final minute. They're still in the orange half. As we enter the final 10 seconds, Magic gets a 50. Loose ball. Rhydog with all the control. Rhydog wasting all the time. I think KC Cauldron have accepted their defeat in Game 4. And chat, we will be going to Champions Field. Man, what an absolute banger of a match this has been. I thought El Matador versus Los Cinco Doce was match of the week. This is easily match of the week and possibly match of the season. Incredible high quality Rocket League. Incredible moments of individual magic. Some defensive mishaps to sprinkle on top of all of that. A lot of drama and a lot of tension too. This Game 5, winner takes all, is going to be absolutely insane. We've seen it last season between these two sides. The first time they met each other, it went to 5 games. And KC Cauldron did all they could to hang on and get the win. I mean, they were getting peppered, by the way, at the back of their net. And they barely saw it off. Thorngold coming up with a couple of big clutch saves. And this time, though, they have Fatality taking his place. Serrano and Magic doing all they could, Fatality as well, but it was Timber's Army that took control in this Game 4, and now we are entering Champions Field, Game 5 for Timber's Army. This win is going to be absolutely massive for them as it gets them into the title race. KC Cauldron, if they win, can go to the top of the table. Here we go. Game 5, winner takes all. Absolute cinema. And speaking of which, this has been a perfect start for Timber's Army. They get the first goal. Nelly interfering, Serrano bailing out, getting away from that rather, but not able to get to the ball before Loyboy could. And Timber's Army takes the lead, 1-0. J-Bomb, I'm glad you caught that. Yes, Nelly did do the same exact thing. Kind of low Game 3, stepped up in Game 4. I'm telling you, this is that kind of matchup. Like, it brings the best out of everyone in every single game. Magic, ooh, we couldn't really get a nice quick pass out to Fatality. Got intercepted relatively easily by Timber's Army. Fatality, though, makes up for it with a big 50. Serrano now dunking, trying to get something out of that. Magic, though, has to bail out. Loyboy yet again. Fatality, though, gets it away. Not over yet, though. Nelly needs to go back and rotate because Rhydog's beaten. Loyboy is back there. Gets a nice touch. Fatality quickly challenging. Ball floating towards the middle. Nelly to Serrano. Rhydog with an easy save. Gets Demo for his trouble, but that's still a big save. Ooh, Loyboy with a must-see. Keeps the air dribble going. Doesn't have the boost to follow it up. Fatality gets it out of the backboard. Now Nelly trying to follow it up, just couldn't really get to the ball first, but Loyboy keeps the pressure up. At this moment, even these little bits of action can waste a lot of time and kind of start to annoy KC Cauldron. So far, Fatality rushes a pass out, gets it to Magic. Fatality cuts, open it, but no clear shot. Right up hill with a clutch interference. Loyboy dunks on KC Cauldron, and they take a 2-goal lead in this Game 5. I thought that was over once Nelly missed that, but then he and Rhydog got involved, harassing the KC Cauldron defense, and Loyboy saw it off at the end, and these are the moments that define your season, that put you into the title race. KC Cauldron, they need to get the goal here right now. Fatality, weak shot towards Rhydog, who is well positioned to get that save out. Serrano towards Fatality. Loose ball into the middle, though. I think he was hoping for a third to be there, but no one was around. Serrano with 0 boost. Magic takes over. Now he can solo dribble this. Gets a nice first touch, but Loyboy's already there to prevent him from creating his own shot. Serrano now, loose touch off the backboard. Loyboy bails out. Serrano doesn't get the 50. Rhydog gets beaten by Fatality, and Nelly has to clear it out into the midfield. Magic kind of high up. Fatality, oh my goodness, capitalizes on the error. And now he gets a goal back for KC Cauldron with 2 minutes, 22 seconds to go. I don't even think he was expecting that. Certainly Rydog wasn't expecting that right there. And you have, well, KC Cauldron are back in on this. With a lot of time left. It's been those defensive errors that have caused Timbers Army problems. Ooh, nice 50 right there by Nelly. Magic flips it over. Rydog, though, once again, his defensive positioning at the net is incredible. Like, he's able to get out and get to these balls before anyone else could whenever they're near the goal. Although this demo could spell some trouble. Serrano trying to go for a shot off target. Oh my goodness. Towards the middle. Not enough power. And it barely comes out. Loyboy taking care of that. Reading the chat right now. J-Bob saying, wow, so close to KC goal. The Timbers flipped that play right around. Yes, they did. Oh, hold the phone. Loyboy. Hat-trick. And of course it had to be Loyboy. Doing it all on his own. First touch. Beats Serrano. Second touch. Off the backboard. Into the back of the net. 3-1 to Timbers Army. J-Bob saying Fatality has had some clutch plays in the series. So did Loyboy. You just saw it right there. And Normac, I did notice a chat message telling KC Cauldron to lock in. They absolutely do. Now is the time for them to lock in because KC Cauldron are on the back foot yet again. This Timbers Army team, oh my goodness, when they get their attacking rotations going, it's so difficult to get out. And as you can see, once again, KC Cauldron had to spend the time to get some boost back. Fatality couldn't really get it past Loyboy. Magic though towards the middle. Oh, everyone misses that shot. It had to be there. But Fatality cuts once again and makes his shot count. Incredibly tight angle. And it's 3-2 with less than a minute to go. See, Normac? Even if Serrano misses, there is Fatality right there. He has been a big time player for this team. And now the rest of KC Cauldron need to step up as we enter this final minute. Serrano towards the middle, couldn't beat Loyboy though. Big 50 once again, and it had to be Fatality. He's been incredible with these challenges. Magic has enough to keep control. Runs out of boost. Has to play it off the backboard, but Rydog is there. Gets bumped by Magic, who plays it into the middle. Loyboy now gets beaten. Serrano off the backboard. Fatality. Rydog with a clutch save. Last 20 seconds now. Rydog once again with incredible defending. Plays it out to the flanks. And Loyboy sees it off. As we enter the final 10 seconds, this is it for KC Cauldron. They need to make something out of this, but the clock keeps ticking. The ball is still in the orange half. And wait, the game didn't finish yet? Oh my goodness. KC Cauldron has a chance right here. The ball is still up. It's not over yet. The ball is still up. And finally it goes out. Timbers Army win this incredible matchup to end week 3 and kickstart the weekend. All right, I need a chance to breathe. I absolutely need a chance to breathe. This match of the season, hands down, even if other great matches come up after this, this easily has to be up there. Easily. All right. I originally predicted, and you guys can rewind back if you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitch later on. I said a while back at the start of the stream, Timbers Army was going to see this off and get a 3-2 win due to the little advantages. Home advantage, plus they're on great attacking form, and you saw it there once again. Guess who the difference maker was, chat? It was Loyboy, the MVP of Game 5 and the MVP of this matchup. But it was hardly a Loyboy versus Fatality match. All of these players played a big part. They've all had big moments. Serrano had a big game 2 or 3, I believe. Nelly had a big game 4. Rydog incredible defensively as well. props to all of these players. They showcase the best that SGL has to offer. Keep this in mind, guys. These aren't just competitive Rocket League players. These guys don't just play Rocket League. They're also soccer fans. They go out and watch soccer matches, support their teams. You have Rydog, who is a big Portland Timbers fan, has gone to several Portland Timbers games, been involved with Timbers Army as well. And Nelly and Loyboy have been out to a good few as well. Fatality, a longtime Sporting KC fan. Fatality, a big Sporting KC fan, been around for a while, has some old memorabilia. Serrano, huge Sporting KC fan, goes out to matches regularly, even if he's in Texas. And Smitty, another Sporting KC fan who has been out in the KC Cauldron section a few times. And that's what makes this incredible. Like, you're seeing such good gameplay come off of these guys. Awesome, absolutely awesome series. And I've given my thoughts. I think it's time for us to hear the thoughts of both sets of players. Hopefully we get some interviews going. Whew. All right, finally, time to breathe. I'm sweating, Chad. I don't know about you, but my room is heated up. I do apologize for the pause. Once again, I'm doing this all by myself, so I'm just setting everything up for the interview. So bear with me. All right, we are ready for our interview right now. We're going to be bringing in not just one, but two Timbers Army players. Welcome on in, Loyboy and Rydog. Guys, you've had your chance to breathe. I've shared my thoughts. Now it's time for you to share yours. How are you guys feeling after this match of the season, Contender?
I'm feeling good. We definitely knew it was going to be probably the hardest team we faced in the season. So, the energy was there. We definitely slowed down a bit in that second game or the first half, but the energy came back and it feels like it was shown.
I mean, speaking of energy, Loyboy, you absolutely popped off in that game 5. Where did you get that energy from? Because you were taking over with some incredible individual plays and dogged determination.
This all goes back to the Cup games last season. Serrano broke a Rule 1 with me. I remembered it going into Game 5. I knew I have to get him back for something like that. I just can't accept him breaking a Rule 1 so long ago. I'll never forgive him for that. So it just gave me so much energy the moment it came into my head.
Loyboy is also the guy in comms that's just always positive, man. Like even after those down games, I think what was that 6-4 at the end? Was that game 2 or it was he was like, hey guys, we're just having fun. Let's have some fun. Let's kind of reset kind of thing. And so that was nice to hear of like, hey, yeah, we just need to reset and calm down, and we did that, and yeah, obviously he popped off in that game 5.
Indeed, he did, but he wasn't the only guy popping off like throughout this match. You had some absolutely amazing moments. You were massive in that game 5. Nelly was really good in the game 4 as well. It was an absolute team effort. So how do you guys keep each other going? How do you guys keep picking each other up when the going gets tough?
Well, every game is like when we're having fun, we win. It is a consistent factor, it feels like. So anytime someone has that, oh dang it, that was on me, that's my fault. It's like mistakes happen. They're gonna happen, but we gotta be having fun with the mistakes.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, yeah, Landon's the one, Loyboy's the one that just picks our spirits up when those moments happen, right? When those mistakes happen, it's obviously we're talented enough to know that when we make a mistake, we're the first ones to know about it, right? We know it was a mistake, and so it's nice to hear that positive energy from inside the Discord of, hey, it's okay, let's reset. We got kickoff coming up, we got another game coming up. Like reset and do it. So, I think we would all say that we knew that series was going to 5, no matter what. I think I put it in the Discord, I put it in the Twitch chat. Like, these are probably the 2 best teams on paper in SGL. I know San Diego might have something to say about that, and I think they have a valid case too. But I mean, we always knew this was going the distance, and so it was keeping that mental focus of, hey, we might win game 1, and they might strike back in game 2, and that's okay. So get ready for game 3, and then they might strike back in game 4. It's okay. Get it in game 5.
Indeed, and I think those words really helped out because clearly you guys stepped it up in that game 5 for sure. Right, I'll get a question for you specifically. So, you come in right here, you start your season in week 2, missed game 1, match week 1, missed that match against Frontera Chrome. Now that you're back, Timbers Army is in full flow. Is there a matchup that you guys are looking forward to in particular after this one?
Yeah, I think obviously the replay against San Diego. I think that's just, at least personally, that one's on my list. I know it's probably on the other guys' list as well, just because of the result of that series. I think we can, we can take them, and whether if it's Piglet stepping in there again, I think we can win that series even if he's in and I'm not, or Anelli's not, or whatever. And I think just the Seattle teams, right? We got the OG kind of ECRC, and then we've got that new team with I think, was it Noct, Christmas, and Blind. So
Sounders RC.
obviously that'll be our Sounders RC. Yeah, so that'll be our first time playing them. So I think it's just exciting, and of course you got the little Cascadia rivalry too. I don't know, Landon, if you've got ones you're circling, but those, I mean, the Seattle ones, I always just kind of get up and want to be my absolute best for those.
Yeah, the Seattle ones is like, when we know they're coming up, it means we're not going to lose. So they're always fun. But I mean, other matches like that, I just love every other team in the league. They're all fun in their own way. Like, they all play differently, and they're always a challenge. So they're all fun.
Heck yeah, sounds good. It's a good thing you brought up Frontera Chrome because Portland Timbers are facing San Diego in the first round of the MLS playoffs. So first match this weekend away from home against San Diego. What are your plans for that matchup?
I know Nelly and I are going to be going to a bar and watching. I might throw it out in the Discord and see if others want to join. There's tons of watch parties that the TA hosts, or at least spreads out on their socials and everything, for different bars and different watch parties. So when it comes playoff time, Portland knows how to turn up. So yeah, it's going to be exciting for sure. It's Sunday night, which kind of sucks. It's not like a Saturday night, but that's all right.
Heck yeah, and speaking of turning up when the time is out, I mean, you guys turned up here against KC Cauldron, so once again, big GGs for that. I'm going to leave the floor to you both. Say whatever you want to say, shout outs or whatever. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Shout out Coach Piglet, the best coach there is. No one better. And shout out Nelly, who isn't here, for being the backbone of the team and 2 of those wins for sure.
Yeah. Shout out my teammates, they're insane. Shout out carne asada fries from Taco Bell, giving Landon the juice. Shout out you, Maz, for doing this by yourself. I know I saw in the commentary chat he was having some internet issues, so shout out you for commentating and drink some tea and all that stuff for your voice tonight. Appreciate it. And thanks everybody for tuning in and chat. We appreciate it. Shout outs to KC too. That's one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league. So other teams in SGL, watch out. That is an insane team.
Indeed they are. But you guys are as well. I mean, we all got to watch out for you as well. So thank you all for joining me on this interview. Enjoy the start of your weekend. Good luck on Sunday, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks, Maz.
Peace. All right, that was Loy Boy and Rydog. I mean, they've already given up all their energy anyway, so I'm not surprised that they were kind of lowering their tone for this interview. All good. Even I feel a little bit tired, not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna get my bottle of water refilled after this. But don't go away yet, chat. We have a second interview coming up. This time it will be a KC Cauldron player coming in to be interviewed. So welcome Smitty into the commentary booth. Smitty, you guys were incredible. You guys kept it up against this strong Timbers Army team. At the end of the day, you succumbed in Game 5, lost by 1 goal, 3 goals to 2. How are you feeling right now after this?
Yeah, I think we feel good. It was a good series. I think just those 3 games we lost kind of got outpaced in their pressure. Well, I mean, we didn't really have offense because we were stuck in defense for a lot of those games. But really, I think most of the backbreaking goals were third man got caught out a couple times. I think Nelly was good at that.
Yeah, and you guys kind of capitalize on them as well in Game 3. So, you know, it's easier said than done to say, oh, just don't bring your third man up because, of course, Loy Boy and Cole can take control and dribble it out. So how do you guys adjust in those situations? Like, it's not easy, but what do you guys try to do to make sure you eliminate those open nets at the back?
Yeah, I mean, Serrano made a really good point in the middle of that series about midfield control. Good challenges in the midfield because if we can win there, we can kind of keep the pressure even. But if we started losing in the midfield, it's really easy for them to kind of box you into your half.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we noticed it as well. One thing I also noticed in particular is you guys are struggling to keep your boost totals up to really be able to get out and, get some pressure going. Is that something you guys tried to mitigate in any which way, or was Timbers Army just too good at keeping the boost away from you?
I think Game 4 it affected us the most. Kind of when you're stuck in your own half, your own third like that for a period of time, you really have 2 options each one of your corners, and you got 6 players rotating through there, so it gets hard. I think Game 5 a little bit better. Kind of had the mental, kind of consciously thinking about conserving boost, knowing that it's going to be scarce in those moments.
Yeah, absolutely. But you guys still did what you could, and there were moments where you guys were able to even pin back Timbers Army. So what was it about Timbers Army that made it so difficult to create a good chance against them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really comes down to midfield. Loy Boy is obviously very good. If he gets the ball, he's going to take possession, and he's liable to beat at least 1, if not 2. And then, like I said earlier, Nelly, at least a few times, caught us off guard with just bangs out of their third, where we're consciously, knowing that if we're losing in the midfield, it's going to be rough. And so there's a little anxiousness to make sure you're not beat there and then, creep up a little too far. It's either a free double tap or straight into your net over your head.
Fair, absolutely. Now let me change the tone of the questioning a bit. So you said at the start you were happy enough with the result, right? Was this something you were always looking to accept? Were you guys okay to accept just getting 2 points out of this matchup, or did you want to go for the win?
Oh, obviously the win. I mean, I think we're good enough to play with anyone. Those guys have last season and now this match, they've gotten us a few times at least, but I think we've got them a time or two, so we always know it's going to be close. And honestly, those are the most fun ones to play in. Going 5, get your blood pumping a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's good to hear that you guys are not too disheartened by this loss. I mean, of course, it's a long season anyways. And speaking of long season, are there any matchups that you're looking forward to after this that you think are going to be important for your league title prospects?
There's a couple teams that I believe are either returning or new this season that I don't know much of. I know EM kind of split their roster. I'm not sure where that was. I know Caesar and Luis are on 2 different rosters, but that's about it. So curious to see what both of those teams look like. I know Caesar's good, and Luis is obviously always fun to go up against. Never know which way he's going to embarrass you anytime he has the ball.
That is true. Even if he's in a a worse team on paper. He could still turn up and, destroy you on his own.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's worse. I know last year they were obviously one team, and they had what five, six guys that they would rotate in and out, and all of them were good. They all have their own strengths.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you should never count them out. With that said, I asked this to I believe Serrano a while back, but I'm gonna ask you this as well. After all that's happened so far, what do you think would be your goal for this season? I mean, obviously you want to win the league, but would you be happy enough with, say, a second place finish?
I mean, it would be fun, the process. I don't know if any of us would be happy with the second place finish. Obviously, you play to win. A lot of good teams and bragging rights come with it. So we've been there before. Why not try to do it again?
Fair enough. Now I'm going to change my questioning again. This time I'm going to shift away from Rocket League. I'm going to go into soccer.
Okay.
Of course, Sporting KC season ended, unfortunately, and you have a bunch of people here in SGO who are looking forward to the playoffs, whether it's for MLS or, well, for me personally, baseball, the World Series. For Sporting KC, you guys brought in a new, I guess, director of football, effectively, like a new guy to lead your football operations. How much are you looking forward to next season? Because they basically have barely anyone under contract now. They're basically going to revamp their team. So how excited are you about next year for Sporting KC?
Yeah, I think we're all excited. We were talking about it in our group message either today or yesterday. I think they have 12 guys under contract right now. So obviously hasn't been pretty the last couple seasons. But I think there's excitement over new faces. Hopefully it all goes well, but just there's optimism that comes with rosters or lineups you haven't seen play together yet.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and hopefully it works out. In the meantime, though, I guess you can enjoy the Chiefs.
Yeah. I'm actually going Monday night.
Heck yeah, there you go. Hopefully they get you a win, man.
Hopefully. It's gonna be cold and rainy, so the least they can do is win the game for us.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so I'm done with my questioning. I'm going to leave the floor to you, Smitty. Go ahead, say whatever you want to say. Give whoever you want to give your shout-outs to. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. First off, hi, Mom. Shout-out stream. And I want to thank my teammates, all five of us, Thor, Funch. Funch hasn't been in yet. I think we're going to work him in here next week or the week after. I know Serrano's got a plan, but looking forward to seeing him play. He's gotten a lot better, and I haven't seen him play in a few months now. So looking forward to seeing what he can do. And that's all I got. Go Chiefs. Go Chiefs. Go Blue Jays. I don't know if you're a Dodgers fan or not, but not over here.
Oh no, I'm a Toronto Blue Jays guy, of course.
There we go.
There you go. Thank you very
Actually,
much, Smitty. Sorry,
I know never mind. Not part of the interview. I was going to ask if they were still playing, what the score was. But
no. I'll tell you. It finished. We won game 1, 11-4.
Oh, really?
Grand slam. Addison Barger exploded the game.
Did it start in LA, or are they in Toronto?
No, we started in Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah. We can talk more about that afterwards. But
yep. Sorry.
Thank you very much. No. It's okay. It's okay. I just need to go and get myself a bit of rest because I'm heated up right here. Intense matchup, But hey, thank you very much for the interview and the time. Go get yourself some well-deserved rest as well. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you next time, Smitty.
Yep. Thank you. And thank you for always doing the streams. I know they're fun to watch. It's a cool part of the league.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to put this up on YouTube. And please check the VOD. If you guys missed the match, it's absolutely awesome. And that's Smitty. We are done with this stream. The final matchup of the week has been played out. To finish off the stream, I'm just going to do a quick recap of where we are in this week 3, starting with the results. I'm going to skim through this because I covered this in greater detail at the start of the stream. But here you go. We started on Tuesday and ended on Friday. So now we don't have to worry about the weekend. Whatever plans you have, go ahead. Enjoy your weekend, folks. We will be starting next week. And then after week 4, we will be starting off the Cup tournaments. Yes. Can't wait to see how that ends up. Now, the formats between the league, the Premier and the Championship are kind of different. We will be going into that in greater detail in next week's podcast. But for now, know that the format's going to be slightly different. But after next week, we will be starting up our cup matches. So be on the lookout for the brackets as we go through week 4. So there you have it. Incredible matches on the left. 2 game 5s, 2 game 4s, couple of derbies as well. And I guess an SGL rivalry match between Timbers Army and KC Cauldron. Yeah, I guess you could call that a rivalry. So there you go. And then on the right, Championship Thursday was when we had all of our championship matches. All of them sweeps, unfortunately. But you know what? Still a long season. As we look at the standings to finish up our stream. Frontera Chrome at the top with 12 points, winning comfortably so far. Emerald City RC, KC Cauldron, and Timbers Army all right at their tails. Emerald City RC just higher up, courtesy of their game win percentage. KC Cauldron and Timbers Army tied all across the board. Following up are 3 teams with 6 points, El Matador, EM Dallasburn, and La Cinco Doce. And at the very end, unfortunately, yet to get a match win, but with 4 points still, Sounders RC. On the right, there's a bit more disparity, unfortunately. So you have Steel Army 4 points up over the Rebellion, who had a bye week in game 1, which is why they've only played 2 matches. Frontera Azul in third with 8 points and right on their doorstep. And then the rest of the teams, EC Defiance and Axe and Rose, both with 4 points. EC Eternal with 1 point. Kind of unfortunate because they shouldn't have gone swept against FSD Azul, but there you go. And Los Verdes, yet to even get a game win, but Axe and Rose took a while to get a game win as well. Hopefully they can get it sooner than later. So that wraps up week 3, and what a way to wrap it up as well with an absolutely insane matchup between Timbers Army and KC Cauldron. Chat, it has been an absolute pleasure to stream this and commentate this for you. I had an absolute blast watching this with all y'all. Can't wait to put this on YouTube as well as clip this up for next week. Can't wait to see what happens next week as well, because that'll be the week before the Cup tournament. But for now, I'm going to head off and get myself some rest. You guys do as well. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good night. And we will catch you all next time. Much love to all of y'all. Take care. Peace.